Hey, it's Regina at Tarot and Time in Kent, Connecticut, offering in-person and virtual readings. I'm here today to talk to you, Sagittarius, about the month of May. I always love talking about Sagittarius because I am a Sagittarius. So let's see what we have ahead of us in the month of May. Now, we know that Jupiter, our ruling planet, has been hanging out in the sign of Gemini, which is always directly across from us, right? Because we Sagittarius own the 9th house in astrology, and Gemini is the 3rd house. So we're always in opposition. So Jupiter has been across from us for the past year, and it's going to be heading out of Gemini on June 9th and heading into the sign of Cancer. Lucky Cancer to have Jupiter, because Jupiter is the planet of luck, blessings, and expansion. But whenever Jupiter's involved, things get big. So we hope for them to be positive things, but sometimes not always. And so Jupiter's going to expand everything. So in some ways, we may be happy to see Jupiter moving on. We're already enough Jupiter as our ruling planet. Now, we also have a trine going on this month, which is a positive aspect. And it's with the planet Neptune. Neptune just moved out of the sign of Pisces, where it had been hanging out for the past 14 years. Now, Neptune is the great healer. Neptune rules creativity and illusion and delusion. And Neptune can really fog things and make things confusing. And it was in the sign of Pisces for the past 14 years. So that's a long time in its own sign. It's almost like a Neptune return back to its own sign. And if you have been listening, you'll know we've had a lot of planets in Pisces for many months, more than usual because of the retrogrades that had been happening. And I know for myself, kind of tired of things being foggy and cloudy and emotional, and I want to see more clearly. And I talked about in the month ahead, if you haven't listened, head over and listen to the May month ahead, that, the clouds are clearing, but we might not necessarily like what we see, but there will be visibility. So this trine with Neptune, this trine's going to go on for 14 years for us. So we may feel very creative. We may be going through some deep healing. Okay. This is just beginning. It just moved just a couple days ago. So we're really going into new times here, Sagittarius. You also have a trine with Venus, the sign of relationships and harmony and peace. And it rules money also. So that's going to happen until June 5th. So that's a good thing. And we also have Chiron, the wounded healer, hanging out in Aries. So it's going to give us a chance to pay attention to our wounds and to heal them with Neptune there also. Now we still have a square, a 90-degree angle, which is considered a challenge or a little bit harder aspect. And we've had this square with Saturn, the planet of responsibility, in the sign of Pisces for 2.5 years now. And Saturn is just getting ready to move into the sign of Aries on the 24th of the month. So we're going to go from having a square, a hard aspect for the past 2.5 years, with the planet of responsibility that rules our career and our long-term standing in this world. And we're going to go into trining it when it moves into Aries on May 24th. So this is a big deal. This can affect our career. This can affect, I think of Saturn, I think of foundations of buildings. This could affect our home. This could affect property in a really positive way. So I'm pretty excited about that myself. Now, we had a lot of planets in Pisces, so we had a lot of squares going on for a while, for many months. And now all those planets are starting to move into Aries. And so now we have these trines. And that's going to be that's a really good thing for us. Now, Mars, the planet of action, it had spent 6 months in the sign of Cancer, not its best spot. An awfully long time to stay in one sign, which, Mars usually only goes about maybe 6 weeks in a sign. And so to have Mars finally moving out of the watery sign of Cancer, where it doesn't do the best, and finally coming out of its retrograde period into the fiery sign of Leo, which trines us, positive aspect. So the planet of motivation, it's also written as a symbol for men. Okay. The planet of motivation, how we get things done, is going to trine us from April 18th until June 17th. So we can get a lot done and we can heal and move ahead. And it's exciting. I'm really, really excited about all this. Okay. The moon's in Sag on Tuesday, the 13th at 4:35 a.m. and it stays there till Thursday, the 15th at 3:58 p.m. So those are extra special power times for us Sagittarius. Now, I picked a few cards. I did look at these cards because I just wanted to get a feel for the month and what I need to tell you. The first card that came out is the Eight of Pentacles from the This Might Hurt Tarot. And this is just a card of hard work. And we know this is like a Saturn card. And we know that that square is ending. So later in the month at the 24th, so we can just know like we're getting out of this, right? This is a good thing. And we're going to get hard work and it's going to pay off well. Now, we also have the Knight of Cups. And the Knight of Cups is always questing for satisfaction, emotional satisfaction. He's holding the cup of satisfaction. And I'm just really happy about these planets moving out of Pisces. And that's what that reminds me of, moving forward. Now we've got the Two of Cups. Two is a relationship number, cups, emotional satisfaction. Looks like we've got like sisters here, kind of like sister soulmates. And so we see companionship, we see compatibility, we see I don't know, it makes me think like I have sister stores, right? Chestnut Woodworking and Antique Flooring Company is how I started. And while I was studying astrology and tarot, and then I opened our sister store, Tarot in Time. It's in Connecticut, if you're ever in the area. That's what reminded me of this like compatibility. And with the Eight of Pentacles there, this business. So we see some satisfaction. And who doesn't want that? Two of Cups, often considered a romantic card because it's a relationship card and it's watery. And so if you're looking for a relationship, it looks like those are showing up for you also. So Sagittarius, pretty lucky here. But I will say this last card kind of offsets it a little bit. And this is the Oracle of Mystical Moments. And we've got the Ava card. And I can't tell what kind of creature she is, but I think there's a lot of snakes involved. So let's see what the book has to say about Ava. And it says duplicity, deception, caution. Out of the jungle steps a woman, half of her body covered with exotic plants and flowers. A snake wriggles around her neck. The woman presents herself like a sweet fruit to be picked. She offers excitement and novelty, but be careful. Her kiss could be as toxic as the bite of a snake. Like a deceitful friend or lover, her unreadable countenance masks her true intuition. So you do need to be careful, Sagittarius. I think in general, Sagittarius, like we need to be careful because we have like, I don't know, I feel like we have like optimistic, happy-go-lucky energy sometimes. And I'm not saying that that's how I am all the time. And that's just our sun. That's just my sun sign. There's more to that story because we have to look at our rising and moon also. But I think we can appear like everything's great and we just luck out and we're like just moving on and we kind of are like hopelessly optimistic and have a happier vibe usually. And things do click into place for us. But we can get envy from a lot of people for that. Or they just see that part and they don't see what else is behind that, right? And so we have some energy of trickster energy. She's a lot of references to snakes, and snakes are related to the sign Scorpio. And we have the full Scorpio moon this month, a really powerful moon. And there's still a lot of watery energy with the Scorpio moon, with Saturn and Pisces. And so we want to make sure that we're going to trust feeling because, you know, I think back to every toxic relationship I've ever had. And you know what? I knew damn well in the beginning I just chose to ignore it, right? I can talk friendships, love, all that my body has always reacted. And I usually can remember the reaction, but yet my mind might choose otherwise. So please do not overlook the body's reaction, especially if new people are coming into your life, especially if you're dating Trust the feeling because you don't need any tricksters around. Okay. And remember, Scorpio, it can have underhanded vibes to it. You know, I love Scorpio. I'm a lot of Scorpio, but the shadow side of it can be trickiness and trickster likeness. So please be careful, especially if you're dating. Okay. All right. Now let's go. Let's pull a card. We're going to pull a card for each week of the month. Okay. So we're talking about the month of May. We're going to call it 4 weeks. This first card is for Sunday, the 4th week ahead. Sunday the 11th, which is Mother's Day. I think it's going to be that 1 week ahead. The 18th week ahead. And then the 25th, which is Memorial Day week ahead. All right, let's see what we got. So your first card is the 7 of Swords. And this is somebody literally tiptoeing around a family crest up here with 2 swords. So tiptoeing around some kind of relationship. Interesting. Okay, let's keep going. Week 2 is Mother's Day. Queen of Wands. Okay, this is you, Sagittarius, the Queen of Wands. You know, cards are non-gender, but a queen receives, and she's a fire queen, and we are fire queens, Sagittarius, fire queens and kings. So here we are, really making sure that you show up for your mother. She's folding a bunch of flowers. Okay, so even if your mom isn't, you know, my mom's not on this side of the veil anymore, but we can still think of her. We can still honor her. We can still remember that that's how we got here. Okay. And the 18th week ahead, you have the Tower. And this is a great Tower card because you can see that she's almost kind of winking. Like she's the one that broke that stuff down. Okay. So, yeah, we want to be, there's a lot of interesting tiptoeing, breaking things apart, trickster energy. Let's see what we get for Memorial Day week. We get the World card. Okay, this is one of my favorite cards. It looks like she's on vacation. So maybe you can really take some time over Memorial Day or that last week of the month and have some quiet time, have some nice relaxation time. She's lying on the beach. And even if you can't go to the beach, which is funny, I think I am going to the beach that week, so that lines up. That's kind of cool. Just take some quiet time. Celebrate. So Sagittarius, I don't know if you just noticed me having to run off like that, but my fire alarm started going off and then they stopped and then they started going off again. So I think that's interesting while I'm filming this video for a fire sign and I'm talking about trining with fire signs and I'm talking about being careful for tricksters and I'm talking about like tiptoeing around things and the Tower card showing up and then these fire alarms going off. So I kind of take those things into account into the reading. So I do think like as I was coming back to the room, I'm like, that's what your intuition's going to feel like. It's going to feel like bam. Okay. And almost like catching it before it has to be like sounding an alarm, right? Like feeling that inner alarm because I do get the vibe that it's going to come up this month, that you're going to have some situations that people don't have the highest and best intentions or they have they show up for one reason, but they're really there for a different reason. And so just pay attention, okay? Hopefully these alarms are done going off. Okay, so with the World card there at the end, that's a card of success at the end of the month. So I do think that you're going to work through this. You're going to learn a lot. You know, I'm always telling myself like that I promise myself to trust my intuition from now on, right? And it's like from now on, because I don't need it to be screaming this loud, right? I want to catch it sooner and know when something's off. So it looks like you're going to do a good job of it by the end of the month with the World card there. I just want to pick a couple clarifying cards just to make sure I'm getting this straight. I'm looking for a clarifying card for that 7 of Swords. It's the Queen of Pentacles. And then another clarifying card for this Tower card. It's the 9 of Pentacles. And then another card about that Ava up at the top. And it's the 2 of Pentacles. So it's all Pentacles. Here's the Queen. the 9, 2. Those are my clarifiers. So I'm asking, what am I tiptoeing around? Queen of Pentacles. She's the queen of value. She's the queen of money. And she's just a woman showing up. 9 of Pentacles showing everything well. And the 2 of Pentacles trying to find the balance. Okay, so this could literally be somebody asking to borrow money. This could be somebody who looks at you who thinks that you have more than you do. This could be, this definitely has money and value themes. Okay, so if I get more, I'll let you know. I'm just interesting that it's all pentacles there. Okay, so let's push these to the back, and then we're going to roll some dice and do some charms. I got my Astro dice. Let's see what you get. All right. Okay, you got the South Node in the sign of Aries in the 9th house. Okay, so the South Node is something from the past, okay? So this could be a person that you already know, all right, in the sign of Aries, and Aries is like now, right? We have some planets in Aries, even though the sun moved into Taurus. And Aries is all about I am, and they want to push forward, and there's a lot of, it's ruled by Mars. Sometimes an out of balance Aries can be really aggressive. And then the 9th house is Sagittarius's house, and that's you, and that's the house of freedom. So something with an X, something with it's almost like it's about money, or it's about something of value. I almost got like if you have, I don't know, something about if you have a daughter. It could be an ex-husband, ex-wife, something there. There's something that's going to come up that's about money, or it's about value, but I really think it's about money. Okay, but we know you end with the World card, so we know it's going to come out okay. Just got to pull a couple more because I feel like I'm right on the edge of something. What else do I need to know about this? Page of Cups. 6 of Swords. And the 4 of Cups. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I kind of get something about children, or something about somebody caretaking somebody. It's almost like your kid gets into trouble and you have to go get them, and you have to deal with your ex, and they almost like really happy to see you in a way that you didn't expect, or something like that. They like almost like let's get back together vibes. That's kind of what I'm getting. I sure hope that's not my ex. All right. So, but the cup, something's being offered to you. There's like an offering here. There's a cup of satisfaction, but it like has immaturity written all over it. Like this person is not mature. This person may appear older, but they are not mature. Okay. So you just need to trust your gut feeling, what you already know, because I feel like this is a person who's been estranged from you for a while. And so you already know you left them the first time, and now they're coming back and like actually like, hey, and it's like almost like you have a lot of value that they want. Okay. So I find that very interesting. Okay. Let me move these to the side. We're going to work with our giant bowl of charms here. So let's get these stirred up, and we will toss these. This is always the fun part for me. Tossing these charms all over. All right, let's see what we get. All right, I'll be cleaning up charms for a while. There's the letter E and the letter E and the letter F. There's the word X. Yep. There they are. All right. What else do we have? The name Stan, S-T-A-N. We have the word Satan. Okay. Is this a blank? That's a blank. Okay, so let's start at the top. The letter E is right up at the top. We've got a guitar here. This is in April. This is like the 30th of April, and a notebook, okay? And then we over here on the 4th, we have founded 1956, Marvelwood School. We have what is this? Is that a teacup? I think that's a teacup on the 6th. We have a basket with a bottle of wine in it on the 7th, along with the sun. Almost has like picnic vibes to it. Okay, the word X over here on the 10th, Saturday the 10th. And then elephant standing there on Mother's Day. Okay, maybe, I forgot it's Mother's Day, right? So it's almost like your ex could acknowledge Mother's Day if you have children with them. But nothing's changed with them. Please believe me, they have not changed. They're just a grown-up child. Okay, there's a lot going on the 14th. You've got a unicycle, a music symbol, SA, the rolling pin, a battleship, and a fire truck. Oh, interesting. Is that a fire truck? Looks like a fire truck to me. That's funny that the alarm was going off. Okay, then you've got the letter T on the 16th, a music pick that has the band Lay Special on it, and stars, like a rainbow there, or shooting star. Okay, then over here on the 20th, you have like a symbol for Mother Mary. You've got the letter N on the 21st, along with a little, I think it's a little caterpillar. You've got a mermaid on the 22nd. You get down to the 28th, you have a blank. It's almost like Om, an M and a blank. Oh, and there's an O down here also too. This could be mom also on the 28th. We've got another sun. We've got the letter E on the 30th. And we've got this thing that says Rudolph, like the red-nosed reindeer, between the 30th and the 31st. Down at the bottom, we have a heart, another shooting star, and a rose. Okay, so let's see. Do I see any other names? I see the name Sam. I see the word same, S-A-M-E. Your ex is the same. Okay. Anything else? The name Tom. And M-E is like Maine. And the word new. Okay. Wow. Okay. I'm happy we did a little more there because I think there's something here. And, the South Node, the word X, the whole Mother's Day thing, it's going to be interesting. I'm very curious how this is going to play out for myself and for you, Sag. So please let me know. I really love to hear some feedback if these things line up for you. I see the word saint, S-A-I-N-T, if we use this blank as an I. And I see the word men and the word mean. Okay, so I kind of get they're going to praise you. It's going to be a little shocking, but you're going to have to bust this apart because there is nothing for you in this. Okay? All right, now, is that everything? I'm going to give you power days. Okay, so I already gave you power days based on the moon being in Sagittarius, okay? But I'm going to give you a few extra days here because you rolled Aries and you also rolled Sagittarius, which I already told you that. So let's see when the moon is in Aries in the month of May. And it looks like the moon moves into Aries on Thursday, May 22nd at 12:26 p.m. through the 23rd and through the 24th until 1:38 p.m. These are power times for you, Sagittarius. Thanks so much for listening.